Have you ever had that strange, gnawing feeling deep in your spirit like something just isn't right, but you can't quite put your finger on it? You're not imagining things. There's a reason your heart feels uneasy. There's a reason your sleep has been restless. God is trying to get your attention. Sometimes before a revelation, there's a silence so loud it feels like thunder. You can sense the shift in the atmosphere. You start noticing small things, a look that lingers too long, words spoken that don't quite match actions, opportunities that strangely fall apart at the last minute. The things you brushed off now return to your memory like puzzle pieces falling into place. And here's the truth. Someone close to you has not been walking in the light. They've smiled in your face while sowing seeds of confusion behind your back. They've taken your trust and twisted it. They've aligned themselves with jealousy, with envy, with personal gain. But what they forgot is that God sees everything done in secret. And now the time of unveiling is near. In 3 days, everything will change. What was hidden will come into the light. The mask will fall. The web of lies will unravel. And not because you exposed it, but because heaven is moving on your behalf. This isn't just about betrayal, it's about divine justice. Luke 8:17 tells us, "For nothing is hidden that will not be made manifest, nor is anything secret that will not be known and come to light." Let that verse settle in your spirit. What was done in the dark behind your back, in whispers, in manipulation will be brought before your eyes. And when it happens, you will not feel shocked. Because deep down you already knew. You just didn't want to believe it. God is giving you 3 days. 3 days to prepare your heart. 3 days to stay alert, to stay in prayer, to pay attention to the signs you've been ignoring. The Holy Spirit has been nudging you gently, persistently. You may have felt it as discomfort in conversations, a shift in your connection with someone you once trusted, a heaviness when you're around them, a feeling of being watched or studied not in love, but in calculation. This is not paranoia. This is spiritual discernment. When God is about to shift you into a new season, He first reveals what cannot go with you. Some of the people you've been loyal to God never assigned them to your life. They came with a counterfeit spirit, cloaked in charm, speaking the right words but carrying the wrong heart. And because you're kind, you gave them room. Because you're trusting, you gave them access. But now God is reclaiming that space. There is no room in your next chapter for hidden agendas. The coming days may feel heavy. You may even want to ignore this message. But the unease you feel right now is confirmation. And I promise you, if you remain prayerful and still, God will show you exactly who they are. Psalm 37:6 says, "He will make your righteous reward shine like the dawn, your vindication like the noonday sun." This isn't about revenge. It's not about exposing anyone yourself. This is about alignment. God is setting things right. He's restoring your peace. He's removing deception not just from around you, but from your path forward. And here's what I want you to know. This unveiling will not break you. It will free you. You will not lose anything meant for you. In fact, once the mask is removed and the truth is revealed, you will feel a new level of clarity. A weight will lift. Your energy will return. And the fog that's been clouding your decisions will finally clear. Because the presence of hidden betrayal has been a barrier between you and your next breakthrough. You've been feeling tired not just in your body, but in your soul. You've been giving and pouring, and yet still, something felt off. That's because you were being spiritually drained by someone who had no intention of pouring back into you. Their loyalty was a performance. Their love was transactional. And God is no longer allowing that to continue. Isaiah 54:17 says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue which rises against you in judgment you shall condemn." This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. No weapon formed in secret. No tongue that gossiped about you. No plan spoken in shadows. None of it will prosper. But you must pay attention. You must walk closely with God in these next 3 days. Because the moment is coming. It may be a text you weren't meant to see, a conversation overheard, a truth spilled accidentally or divinely. And in that moment, it will all make sense. You'll understand why your spirit's been uneasy, why you felt resistance when there should have been peace, why doors were closing that should have opened. It's not you. It was the presence of sabotage in your circle. But you are not walking into this blindly. You are walking with wisdom, with clarity, with God. And as we continue, I want to show you exactly how to prepare. Because this isn't just about uncovering betrayal, it's about stepping into a new chapter, stronger, wiser, and more protected than ever before. So stay with me, and let's keep going now that you've started to feel the weight of what's being revealed. Let's talk about what's really happening beneath the surface. Because this is bigger than betrayal, it's about spiritual separation, a holy shift, a divine realignment of your life. God is not just showing you who they are, He's showing you who you are becoming. And for that reason, not everyone can go with you. Some were only meant to be part of the introduction, not the full story. They were never assigned to your future. They were attached to your past. And now that the page is turning, God is gently but firmly removing them from your circle. But here's the hard part, it hurts. Even when we know someone isn't good for us, even when we've felt the unease, seen the inconsistencies, heard the whispers of doubt in our spirit, it still hurts to let go. It still hurts to know someone you trusted never truly had your back. But that's exactly where God steps in. Romans 8:28 reminds us, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. That includes this. Yes, even the betrayal, even the lies, even the manipulation you didn't see until now. God is going to use it for your good. He's going to take what was meant to harm you and turn it into wisdom, discernment, elevation. This isn't just about removing someone, it's about making room. The people who will pour into you, who will pray for you, not prey on you, who will sharpen you, not secretly compete with you. But you have to trust Him enough to let the truth unfold. In the next 3 days, you may notice subtle signs intensifying. Conversations that once felt warm might now feel hollow. Promises made may suddenly be broken. And it will be tempting to hold on, to justify, to deny, to make excuses for them. But don't ignore the truth to protect someone's mask. God is giving you discernment for a reason. You are not crazy. You are not being too sensitive. You are being spiritually awakened. And what you sense is real. 1 John 4:1 says, "Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God, so test it." Sit with it in prayer. Pay attention to how your spirit reacts when certain people enter the room, when they speak, when they touch your hand or offer support. Is it genuine? Or does it drain you? Is there peace or performance? God is giving you the clarity you prayed for, and it doesn't always come wrapped in comfort. Sometimes, clarity shows up with pain first. But that pain is the beginning of freedom. Here's what else to expect. You might find yourself pulling back. Without even trying, you'll begin to withdraw emotionally from this person. The connection you once clung to will start to feel foreign. That's not your weakness, it's your spirit protecting itself. God is severing soul ties, unhealthy attachments, toxic alignments that were keeping you stagnant. You've been wondering why things in your life have been delayed, why blessings seem to be slowed, why peace felt out of reach. And the answer is simple. God couldn't bless what was built on deception. He had to protect your future by revealing the counterfeit in your present. And make no mistake, what you're about to see will change everything. Amos 3:3 says, "Can two walk together unless they are agreed?" The people you walk with influence your destiny. And some of the delay in your life wasn't spiritual warfare, it was poor alignment. People pretending to be with you while secretly working against you. God is too faithful to let that go on any longer. So in the quiet moments when your heart aches, when the tears fall, remember this: heaven is fighting for you. God is not just exposing them, He is rescuing you. And when the truth comes out, you won't have to do anything. No revenge, no confrontation, just stillness. Exodus 14:14 promises, the Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Stillness is your weapon. Silence is your strength. God is about to speak so loudly through your situation that every lie will fall apart under the weight of truth. And once that happens, don't go back. Don't try to fix what God removed. Don't revisit what He's revealing. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to walk forward free, clear, and covered. This season is about clarity, about spiritual eyes opening. And with that clarity comes new peace. The kind of peace that doesn't need validation. The kind of peace that comes when you know that what was hidden has finally been brought into the light. And you're not alone in this. The angels have already been dispatched. The veil is already lifting. The truth is already rising to the surface. Now, you must prepare yourself emotionally and spiritually for the moment of unveiling. Because when it happens, when the phone call comes, when the message slips through, when the truth stares you in the face, you must be ready to release and not retaliate. You're about to see just how faithful God has been behind the scenes. So stay close, stay quiet, stay prayerful. In the next part, we'll walk through how to move forward once the unveiling happens. Because once the betrayal is exposed, there's a new level of blessing on the other side. And I promise you it's closer than you think. The moment always comes quietly at first. It might not be a dramatic scene, no raised voices, no confrontation. It might arrive as a whisper, a text message you weren't meant to see, a conversation you stumble into by accident, a strange look from someone who knows more than they've been saying, a shift in someone's energy that finally confirms what your spirit already knew. It's not random. It's divine timing. Because when God says the unveiling is near, He means the veil is already lifting. And in that moment, your first instinct might be to react, to ask why, to replay every conversation, every moment, searching for signs you missed. But I want you to remember this. Don't chase closure in a place God is already closing. You don't need their explanation. You already have heaven's confirmation. This was never about their loyalty. It was about your elevation. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven." The season of hidden deception is ending, and with it, a new purpose is rising. This unveiling, though painful, is a sign that your breakthrough is closer than it's ever been. The betrayal had to be revealed, so your blessing could be released. Because here's the truth. The enemy doesn't fight what doesn't threaten him. The attacks came, not because you were weak, but because your destiny is strong. And the very person the enemy tried to plant in your life as a distraction, God is removing them as a revelation. They showed up as a friend, a confidant, maybe even a partner, but they were a sign to delay you, a sign to drain you, a sign to keep your spiritual eyes closed and your purpose diluted. But God stepped in, and in these 3 days, He's not just exposing deception, He's revealing the warfare behind it, the spiritual roots, the generational patterns, the soul wounds that made you vulnerable to that kind of manipulation in the first place. Because God isn't just freeing you from them, He's freeing you from cycles. And that freedom starts with surrender. Let the truth come. Let it sting. Let it break what needs to break. Because after that comes rebuilding, realignment, restoration. Joel 2:25 promises us, "I will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten, the years of confusion, the months of second-guessing yourself." the weeks of wondering why your peace never lasted. All of it restored, not just emotionally but spiritually. God is bringing back your clarity, your confidence, your calling, but you must let go completely, even when the truth comes with tears, even when the mask falls and it breaks your heart, even when you want to give them one more chance. Let go, because the same person who betrayed you in silence can't be trusted with your future. And what's coming next is too precious to be contaminated. Here's what you need to know in this moment of revelation. Your response determines your release. Will you respond in flesh or in faith? Because how you handle this unveiling sets the tone for what comes next. If you respond with vengeance, you delay your peace. If you respond with bitterness, you block your blessing. But if you respond with discernment and dignity, God will honor that posture and promote you. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight." You don't have to understand why they did it. You don't have to understand why God allowed it. You just have to trust that the path He's making for you is better than anything you're walking away from. This unveiling is painful, but it's also purposeful. And one day soon, you'll look back on this moment not with bitterness, but with gratitude. Because it freed you. It purified your circle. It cleared your path. It showed you just how deeply God loves you enough to not let you be fooled anymore. And even if no one else sees the battle you've been fighting in silence, heaven sees. The sleepless nights, the unanswered questions, the fake smiles you've had to wear. God is healing all of it. Psalm 34:18 reminds us, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." So let your heart feel what it needs to feel, but know that healing is already on its way. And as this unveiling reaches its full expression, whether through truth spoken, lies exposed, or relationships stripped bare, take this final instruction seriously. Do not go back. Don't revisit the chapter God is closing just because it ended abruptly. Don't try to rewrite a story God is trying to end. Closure is not always comfortable, but it is necessary. And once you release it, truly release it, you make space for the right people, the real connections, the God-ordained alignments. You've been waiting for clarity. This is it. You've been asking God to show you what's blocking your blessing. He just did. Now you walk forward, not with fear, but with fierce peace. Because the next part of your journey is not about pain. It's about promise. Stay close, because in the final part, we'll walk into the blessing that follows obedience, the reward that follows release, and the kind of peace that only comes after the storm. This isn't the end. It's the beginning. And now here you are. You've seen the truth. You've felt the sting. You've let go of the hand that was secretly wounding you while pretending to hold you up. You've released the weight that was never yours to carry. And now on the other side of that revelation, God is saying, "Watch what I do next." Because this moment was never just about betrayal. It was about alignment, about divine positioning, about pruning your life of the people, places, and patterns that could not walk with you into the promise. This is the part that gets holy. This is where healing starts to pour in, not all at once, but slowly. Like the sunrise after a long night. Like peace seeping into the places anxiety used to live. It's subtle, but it's sacred. And it comes because you finally obeyed what your spirit already knew. They weren't sent to stay. You didn't need them to validate your calling. You didn't need their approval to be chosen. You didn't need their loyalty to be loved. And now that they're gone, you'll see it clearly. God has been the one sustaining you all along. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." You were never alone in this, not for 1 second. And now that your hands are free from the false connections, the emotional weight, the silent confusion. God is placing something new in them. Real love, real peace, real purpose. Don't be surprised when the blessings start to move quickly. Now that you're in proper alignment, the delays are over. The open doors that once seemed impossible will begin to swing wide with ease. Why? Because God can finally trust the circle around you. He can finally release what he's been holding back, not out of punishment, but out of protection. You needed to be free from the counterfeit before you could hold the promise. Isaiah 60:22 says, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." And the time is now. Over these past 3 days, something supernatural has taken place. Not just around you, but in you. Your spirit has shifted. Your discernment has sharpened. Your vision has cleared. You no longer crave what's comfortable, you're chasing what's consecrated. You're not looking to be liked, you're called to be set apart. And as you move forward, you'll feel lighter. Not because everything is perfect, but because your soul is no longer carrying people who weren't meant to walk beside you. You'll start to notice divine replacements. New faces, new connections, people who speak life into you, people who see your calling and don't compete with it, people who pray for you in rooms you're not in. This is the reward of letting God reveal what you couldn't. It's not just healing, it's rebuilding. With stronger materials this time, with higher standards, with wisdom earned in the fire. Because this time, you'll recognize the red flags before they take root. You'll honor your intuition the first time. You'll trust what your spirit knows, even when your heart wants to hope otherwise. That's not hardness, that's holy discernment. You've earned that. And now, it's time to stop surviving and start thriving. You don't have to apologize for what God showed you. You don't have to explain why you cut ties. You don't need to justify your silence or your distance. Anyone who is aligned with heaven will understand the separation. Because when God calls you higher, he also calls you out. Out of the crowd, out of the familiar, out of the fake friendships, the draining conversations, the unspoken rivalries. He calls you into peace, into purpose, into power. And no, it's not lonely. It's sacred. You'll find yourself surrounded by his presence like never before. You'll hear him in the quiet. You'll feel him in the stillness. And you'll know deep down you were never abandoned. You were positioned. Psalm 23:5 says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows." That's where you're headed now. To the table, the one God has been preparing while the battle was raging. The one where your name is written in grace. The one where favor flows freely, because your heart is finally clear. No more second guessing. No more shrinking. No more settling. This is your divine reset. And now that the deception has been revealed, nothing will ever be the same. You won't move the same. You won't tolerate the same. You won't believe the same. Because now you walk with holy boldness, with sacred confidence, with quiet strength. The betrayal didn't break you, it blessed you. It pulled you into God's arms. It clarified your vision. It positioned you for a season of overflow. And now, the promise you've been praying for is closer than it's ever been. Not because you forced it, but because you finally let go. You let go of the lie. You let go of the mask. You let go of the fear that said, if I lose them, I'll be alone. You're not alone. You're aligned. And from this place, everything changes. So, as this final word settles into your spirit, know this: the unveiling was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to deliver you. And in these past 3 days, heaven has done what you couldn't. It has removed, revealed, and redeemed. Now walk forward, not in fear, but in freedom. Not in bitterness, but in boldness. Not with doubt, but with divine assurance. Because your next season is not just a new chapter, it's a new book entirely. And the author, He's faithful. This time you'll feel peace again. Real peace. The kind that doesn't need performance. The kind that doesn't disappear when people do. The kind that stays. Because he stays. And he's walking you into something greater than you've ever imagined. Just wait and see.